My name is Joshua Selman. Hallelujah. There are many people today, listen to me, whose businesses would have scaled to global heights. But do you know what happened to them? Something about a sermon they heard made them hate social media. And just because there are things that are wrong, they did not take advantage of it. And they are watching someone they train today get global because he embraced a part of a mentality they rejected. Hallelujah. I have seen very great people remain small in life because of the engineering that came from a pulpit. Please, I want you to listen to me very carefully. There are many young men today who would have been champions. 1 year under the right atmosphere, they will bloom and blossom and thrive. They have become victims of the poisons that came from the pulpit. Now, I'm not in any way trying to downplay what has come from the pulpit. I'm just telling you the role that the pulpit has played in creating an aberrated worldview. Look at me. Do you know how many people prophesied boldly that rapture would have happened yesteryears? And with all due respect, do you know how many people were victims of that? They sold their businesses and sold everything and refused to live responsible lives. They would have been millionaires today. Some of them are suffering today, courtesy the ignorance from the pulpit. How many people today had the opportunity to get visas, to go, and just because you want to teach the concept of the will of God, it was not taught well, and many of them rejected great opportunities. There are many people who are suffering foolishly and rejoicing over it, calling it suffering for Christ. No, sir. I've seen an evil under the sun, that the pulpit can also become worse than a shrine. I've seen an evil under the sun that, if not doctored by the mercy of God and by genuine compassion for God's people, the pulpit can be worse than a shrine. Did you hear what I said? That the pulpit, I've told you, false prophecy is bad, but false teaching is worst. Because if I prophesy to you falsely, all you need is light and you discard it. But teaching is re-engineering your mind. It will not just live in one day. Some of you right now, as you are listening to me, you love me and you are trying to believe what I'm saying. But a part of you that has been kept small by plenty sermons. The sermons have become like a luggage on your head. It has reduced you to nothing. Successful people have stopped going to church. You know why? We are wasting their time. We really are wasting their time. We carry our superstitious living derived from our insecurities, and you are talking to someone who is an employer of 5,000 people who love the Lord with all his heart, and you are teaching him foolish things from the Bible, and the person is looking and saying, no, I can't bring my wife. My son is supposed to succeed me as the CEO. I can't put this child under this pastor. He would destroy his mentality. We have young graduates coming from the finest universities in the world. They come and sit down under us preachers, and they're irritated by the ignorance that we communicate week after week. Many things we blame on demons is a product of lack of knowledge. And while there is a place for deliverance and prayer, sometimes you notice that once there are people who sit in church, and while they are watching the preacher thinks they are being impressed by him. They are just looking at the level of ignorance. It's almost a cause for people to be successful, because the church becomes a place that threatens their lives, threatens their businesses. Now, please don't find this as an offense. This is just my perspective. I do not believe, and you can prove me, I do not believe that a church that consistently meets every day. Every single day there is service, every single, maybe during a special program, yes, but every day service on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I'm sorry to say, take this as my opinion, I don't believe such a church will be truly apostolic. You cannot become great that way. If you are having a season where you are raising and training young men, that's fine. They need to focus on consecrations and the rest, because parents are paying their school fees. But where you have a married woman, a married man, they have no time for their children, they have no time for their wives, they are failing on their jobs. They are having a back-to-back vigil every day, not a special program. The man goes to work by 8 and he's sleeping. God see the church. And the CEO dismisses him. You call it a witchcraft attack. What is wrong with us?